Here, and today we're going to be doing Unit 9, Notes 5. So we're going to be talking about volume of prisms and cylinders. So first of all, it wants us to calculate the surface area of this solid. Remember that the surface area is equal to the lateral area plus 2 times the bases. Okay, and remember that the lateral area is really just the perimeter times the height plus 2 times the bases. So what's our perimeter? Well, perimeter of our base is 6 and 4, which means we have 6 also going back here and 4 going here. So 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4, which is going to give us 20 for our perimeter. Then we're going to take that and multiply it by our height, which is 2. Then we're going to add that to the area of our bases, which is 6 times 4. And we want to do 2 times area of base. So there's our 2 times the area of our base, which is base times height, which is 6 times 4 for the area of our base. So then in our calculator, we're really just going to do 20 times 2 plus 2 times 6 times 4. You add all of that together and you end up getting 88 units squared for the surface area. Then for number 2, it asks us to find the volume. So the volume of this solid, remember way back probably in elementary school or middle school, you learned that the volume of a solid is base times height. Okay, so we need to take the area of the base, which is 6 times 4, and multiply it by the height, which is 2. And you multiply all of those together and you get 48 units, and then volume is cubed. So just as area is squared, volume is cubed. All right, so let's take a look at volumes of specific types. So volume of a prism. So to get the volume of the prism, all you have to do is exactly like we did in the previous sheet, which is the area of the base times the height. So if it's a rectangular prism and not a square prism, we're going to write that even more specifically. So if it's a rectangular prism, it's length times width times height, okay, for the volume of that prism. Now, to find the volume of a cylinder, it's the same thing, but your base area is different. So remember that capital B always represents base area. Whether it's a prism or it's a cylinder, the B is going to represent the base area. Now, for a cylinder, the base area, remember, is going to be pi r squared because that's the area of a circle. So the volume is going to be base times height, just like it was for a prism. Now, specifically for a cylinder, that's going to be pi r squared times the height. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at each of these prisms. So here we have a triangular prism. So we want to find the volume of the prism. So the volume is going to be base times height. So first thing I need to do is figure out what the base is going to be. Well, my base is a triangle. So since my base is a triangle, my area is going to be 1/2 times my base times my height. So now I've calculated out the base of the triangular prism. Now I need to calculate out the height, which is 11. So then in my calculator, I'm doing 1/2 times 12 times 10 times 11. And then you can go ahead and multiply all of those out. And when you multiply all of those out, you end up getting 660 centimeters. And again, your answer is going to be cubed. Okay, and that's your answer for number 3. Let's take a look at number 4. So for number 4, it's again a triangular prism. This slant height is 15. So that's not the actual height of our triangle. So we have to actually start by using the Pythagorean theorem. So I can get the height for the base. So I have x squared plus 9 squared is equal to 15 squared. So I have x squared plus 81 is equal to 225. Subtract 81 from both sides, and I get that x squared is equal to 144. So then we can go ahead and take the square root of both sides, and I get that x is equal to 12. So this side length right here is 12. And now I'm ready to calculate out the area of my triangle. So the area of my triangle is going to be 1/2 times my base, which is 9, times the height of the triangle, which is 12. Now I need to multiply it by the height of the actual prism itself, which is going to be 10. So in my calculator, I have 1/2 times 9 times 12 times 10. And that's going to give me a volume of 5,400 feet cubed for our volume for number 4. Let's take a look at number 5. This is our rectangular prism. So we don't even have to do 1/2. All we have to do is our base times our height for the area. So we're going to do 6 times 6 for our base times our height. So all we're doing is 6 times 6 times 12. And what you end up getting is 432. Our label is centimeters, so it's going to be centimeters cubed. Then what we're going to do is we are going to do our cylinder, which is 5. So we're going to do pi, and then our radius, which is 3. That's how we get the area of our circle, is pi r squared times our height, which is going to be 8. So we have our area of our circle is pi r squared times our height. So we can go ahead, plug pi times 3 squared times 8 into our calculator, and we get 226.19 centimeters squared for our final answer for number 5. Let's take a look at number 6. So for number 6, we're going to do pi r squared. So pi times 11 squared times 44. So our radius is 11, so we're going to do pi r squared times our height, which is 44. And that's going to give us 16,725.84 centimeters cubed when we multiply all of that together. So that concludes your note video for today. Go ahead and show me your completed note sheet once you're done. Thanks for listening.